Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm Joe Rapari Sr. and this is Tab, the Truth Always Boomer. Well, this video is not going to go over too big and YouTube's going to hate it because I'm going to debunk the bullshit narrative of the Native Americans as it regards Christopher Columbus. So let's pull the tab on that and see what happens.
Christopher Columbus.
Oh. Evil. Pure evil.
As a Native American, you're saying Christopher Columbus was evil, pure evil. Well, that just shows how ignorant you really are. Christopher Columbus never set foot on any North American coast. Christopher Columbus was never in North America. So how could he have done anything to you to be evil?
Invader. He got lost coming here, and he's the one that named us Indians because he thought he was in India. So he's not a good figure to the Native community.
Liar, liar, pants on fire. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Lie, 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 lie.
Columbus was not an invader. He did not get lost coming here. He left from Spain and sailed west to discover the New World. And guess what? He discovered land. He discovered the New World. How about that? But guess what? He never set foot on any North American shore. So he couldn't have done anything to Native Americans or the indigenous people of America because he never set foot on North American shores. Columbus did not think he was in India and thus named the Native Americans Indians. He was never in North America. He never saw a North American indigenous person, so he couldn't have named them Indians because he never saw one. He was never on North American shores. That is a complete fabrication and a complete lie.
Confused? I don't think we should have a holiday for it.
No, Columbus was not confused, and I don't care what you think. I think we should have a holiday for it. It's a great holiday. It's called Columbus Day. It's not called Indigenous Peoples Day. It's called Columbus Day. It's a holiday celebrating an intrepid adventurer and a great explorer. I don't care what you think. I think we should have a holiday.
Pain, claiming North America as like land that could be claimed and could be taken. It's the start of a lot of pain.
I seriously don't know what you people are talking about. Columbus never claimed any North American land for himself or for anyone else. He was never even in North America. He never set foot on North American shores. Where are you getting that from?
Christopher Columbus.
I guess ignorance.
So Christopher Columbus was ignorant. What exactly was he ignorant about? Sailing across the treacherous Atlantic 4 times in wooden boats that weren't designed for the devastating waters of the Atlantic? What was he ignorant about? I fail to grasp your point.
About murder or rapist.
So exactly who in the Native American or North American indigenous population did Christopher Columbus rape and murder, since he never set foot on any of those shores? Please, give me your evidence. Tell me who he raped and murdered on North American shores.
Genocide.
So you're going to sit there with that smug look on your face and tell me, an Italian American, that Christopher Columbus was responsible for the genocide of the indigenous people in the lands that he visited. Christopher Columbus was responsible for all of those deaths. It wasn't because of infectious diseases that decimated the Tano population in a few decades. It wasn't because of that. It was because Columbus killed them all. Well, just answer this simple question for me before you go spouting genocide or that Columbus committed genocide. How could Columbus have even harmed one Native American or one North American indigenous person if he never set foot on North American shores? What are you just spouting that to promote your agenda so people will feel sorry for you? Why are you doing that? You know that's not true. Well, I don't know. You probably think it's true, but it's not true. Why don't you open a history book and learn something?
The atrocities committed just grotesque.
Again, you're telling me with a straight face that Christopher Columbus committed horrendous atrocities on Native Americans or North American indigenous people when he never set foot on North American shores. You're going to sit there and tell me with a straight face that that statement is true. You're just lying. You're just promoting an agenda. You want people to feel sorry for you. Well, I'm not buying into your bullshit.
Evil.
Here we go with his evil thing again. Again, Columbus never set foot on North American shores, so what evil could he have perpetrated against you, lady? What? Man, I don't know. You people have the balls of a fucking bull, man. You'll say anything.
Fuck him. Yeah, fuck Columbus.
Seriously? Fuck Columbus? Well, you know, we can play at that game too. No, you fucking jack-a-muffin. Fuck you. I'll say it again. Fuck you.
Fuck Christopher Columbus.
Oh, well, another one. Fuck Christopher Columbus. Well, no. Fuck you. No, fuck you. No, fuck you. Well, fuck you.
That's a big fuck you. He's the first terrorist in America, that's for sure.
Well, first let me state with all sincerity, no, fuck you. And, no, Columbus was not the first terrorist in America. Columbus never set foot on North American shores, so he could not have been the first American terrorist because he was never here.
So according to the U.S. government law, it says if you partake in somebody that's stealing, then you're just as guilty. Everybody knows the United States was stolen. So therefore, all those that are original, that knows about the genocide, the rape, the murder, the theft, the putting on the reservations on a rock that they couldn't survive on, they're going to have to face judgment.
Well, to be honest with you, I actually feel sorry for this guy because he has absolutely no fucking clue what he's talking about. He actually thinks that there was U.S. law and American, laws back in 1492. He doesn't realize that there were no American laws, there was no America, there was no Constitution, there was no Bill of Rights. It was 1492. A half a millennia ago, 528 years ago, the world was a very different place, a very primitive and very harsh place. It was ruled by the golden rule. He who has the gold and the guns make the rules. And that's exactly what Columbus did. He made the rules because he had all the gold and he had all the guns. Sorry, that's the way it was. 528 years ago. Sorry, that's just the way it is.
Murderer, rapist. It always was weird to me to have that day off in celebration of somebody. Like, we don't have a day for Hitler, but it's the same thing.
There's so much I could say, but I'm not going to. I'm not going to get into a battle of wits with an unarmed person. These people are completely ignorant, man. This guy's comparing Christopher Columbus to Hitler. And he was a murderer and a rapist, and he did all these atrocities against the Native Americans. And like I keep saying, Christopher Columbus never set foot on North American shores, and he never did anything to any indigenous people of North America.
Like there are so many other people that Italian Americans or Italians can hold up as their heroes besides Columbus.
This smug motherfucker pisses me off the most. He has the nerve, the balls, to tell me, a person of Italian descent, an American of Italian descent, who I can have as my hero? Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
Fake.
What do they teach you about Christopher Columbus in school?
They teach us that Christopher Columbus discovered America.
What should they teach?
That Christopher Columbus didn't discover anything and instead got lost.
I don't know. What can I say about this little girl? She's been brainwashed by, I don't know, her parents or grandparents, schools, Democrats, liberals, progressives. I don't know, man. I just feel sorry for this little girl. He got lost. One of the greatest navigators the world has ever seen got lost. Christopher Columbus did not get lost. She said Christopher Columbus didn't discover anything. He got lost. Well, we all know Christopher Columbus set sail west and discovered the New World. He set sail west and he hit land. And it was a great accomplishment. And he didn't get lost. And yes, he did. He did discover something. He discovered the New World. And that's the way it is. You can spin it any way you want. You can not believe it. You can say it in a different way. But that's exactly what he did. You're judging Columbus by today's standards. You can't judge him by today's standards. He lived a half a millennia ago. 528 years ago, the world was so different back then. As I said before, the golden rule, he who had the gold and the guns made the rules. And Columbus had plenty of both. So he ruled. He had the guns, he had the gold, so he made the rules. That's how it was 528 years ago. It wasn't like today. There was no Bill of Rights. There was no Constitution. You can't judge him by the standards of today. By the standards of the 15th and 16th century, he was a hero. He was an intrepid adventurer. He was a super explorer. He crossed the Atlantic Ocean 4 times in wooden boats. Can you imagine the feat that was? And as far as genocide, most of the indigenous people died because of infectious diseases, not because he killed them all. Jeez, oh man, Columbus had no idea of germ theory 528 years ago. He knew as much as anybody else of his time. Jeez, give him a break. He didn't know how contagious these diseases were. Can't lay that at his feet. He can assume no responsibility for any of that stuff. Because the indigenous people died of infectious disease. Yeah, so Columbus is a freaking racist and a murderer because of that. I don't care if you are an indigenous minority. That doesn't preclude you from being fucking ignorant. Jesus fucking Christ, read a fucking book once in a while. You guys are comparing them to today's standards. Like, they had a constitution and a Bill of Rights back then, and he was violating all those laws. Fuck that. They didn't. Like I said, he had the gold and the guns. They did what he said. That's how it was back then. That's how everybody did it. Good grief, what part of that don't you understand? His accomplishments far outweighed any of his shortcomings. He's, without a doubt, one of the greatest explorers the world has ever known. He was basically a badass. Yeah, and he's one of my heroes too. And God, how dare you think that you could tell me, as an individual of an Italian descent and an American, who I can have as one of my heroes. You can kiss my lily white ass on City Hall steps. I don't care if you're a minority or an indigenous people. Go fuck yourselves. You don't tell me who I can have as a hero. This video is a scam, and I'm going to call all you indigenous minorities out. Columbus never set foot on North American shores. North America, Native American Indians. Columbus never set foot here. I'll say it again. I'll say it slow so you morons can understand. Christopher Columbus never set foot on North American soil or North American shores. He never called any North American indigenous people Indians. He was never here. So, everything you are saying as North American indigenous people is bogus, and you're all full of shit. Columbus had nothing to do with North American indigenous people. So shut the fuck up, and as you said, fuck you.